Good evening, dear listener. Welcome to another night of Literature Lullabies, where we explore timeless tales that soothe your mind and guide you into peaceful slumber. Tonight, we delve into the haunting and poetic world of Hamlet, one of William Shakespeare's greatest tragedies, a story of ghosts and revenge, madness and fate, wrapped in the most exquisite language ever written. So close your eyes, let the worries of the day fade away, and allow the words of Shakespeare to transport you to the shadowed halls of Elsinore Castle. Now, let us begin. The mist rolls in thick over the towering walls of Elsinore Castle. The night air is cold, and a strange stillness lingers over the royal halls. The guards stand watch at the castle gates, their breath forming icy clouds as they whisper amongst themselves. Something is amiss. For nights now, a ghostly figure has been seen wandering the castle walls, a figure that bears an eerie resemblance to the late King of Denmark. Prince Hamlet, deep in mourning for his father, walks the dimly lit corridors. His heart, heavy with sorrow, beats with confusion and unease. His father is gone, yet the celebrations have barely ceased. His uncle Claudius now wears the crown. And worse still, he has married Hamlet's mother, Queen Gertrude, with unseemly haste. Oh, that this too sullied flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew. Hamlet feels as though the world has turned against him. How could his mother move on so quickly? How could his uncle, so recently a mere nobleman, now sit upon the throne? It is as if all of Denmark conspires to silence his grief, but that silence is soon shattered. One night, his friend Horatio rushes to him, face pale with fear. "Hamlet," he says, breathless, "we have seen a ghost." The ghost's revelation. That very night, Hamlet follows his friend to the castle ramparts. The wind howls, the sea crashes against the cliffs below, and from the darkness, a spectral figure emerges. "I am thy father's spirit," the ghost speaks, his voice a whisper carried by the wind. Hamlet shudders, but listens intently. The ghost's next words send a chill through his very soul. "That murder most foul, as in the best it is, but this most foul, strange, and unnatural. His uncle Claudius, his father's own brother, has killed him." The poison dripped into his ear as he lay sleeping, a cowardly, treacherous act. And now, that very murderer sits upon the throne. The ghost urges Hamlet to seek revenge, but not to harm his mother, for judgment awaits her in the afterlife. Torn between duty and despair, Hamlet swears to uncover the truth, the madness of Hamlet. But how does one expose a king? Hamlet knows he must act carefully. He devises a plan to feign madness, to cloud the eyes of those around him while he seeks proof of his uncle's guilt. His behavior grows erratic. He speaks in riddles, mutters to himself, and contemplates the nature of existence itself. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them. His childhood love, Ophelia, watches in sorrow. She once knew Hamlet as a gentle and intelligent prince, but now he appears lost in a whirlwind of torment. Her father, Polonius, warns her to stay away from him. Surely he is mad, and yet deep in his heart, Hamlet remains sharp. One evening, a group of actors arrives at Elsinore. Hamlet sees his opportunity. He instructs them to perform a play, The Murder of Gonzago, which mirrors the way his father was killed. Ah, the play's the thing, wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king. The court gathers to watch the performance. As the scene unfolds, the moment where poison is poured into a sleeping man's ear, Claudius shifts uncomfortably in his seat. Then suddenly he rises, pale and shaken, and storms out of the hall. Guilt, there is no doubt now. Hamlet's suspicions are confirmed. But what comes next? Should he strike now? Should he spill Claudius's blood in the name of justice? A series of tragic mistakes. Hamlet, in his fury, rushes to confront his mother. His emotions surge. He accuses her of betrayal, of marrying too soon, of dishonoring his father's memory. In a moment of blind rage, he hears movement behind a curtain. Fearing it is Claudius, he draws his sword and thrusts it forward, only to discover to his horror that he has slain Polonius, Ophelia's father. The consequences unfold swiftly. Ophelia, heartbroken and grief-stricken, loses herself to madness. She wanders the castle halls, singing strange songs of sorrow. Not long after, she is found lifeless in a brook, her delicate body carried by the current. Her brother, Laertes, filled with rage, challenges Hamlet to a duel that will mark the final chapter of this tragic tale, the deadly duel. The fall of Elsinore. Claudius, knowing Hamlet is a threat, plots in secret. He poisons a goblet of wine, intending it for Hamlet. He also poisons Laertes' sword, so that even a scratch will be fatal. The duel begins. Blades clash, the air thick with tension. But then, a terrible twist. Gertrude, Hamlet's mother, unknowingly drinks the poisoned wine. As Hamlet and Laertes fight, the prince is wounded, but not before he lands a strike upon Laertes as well. The poison takes hold. Laertes, with his dying breath, confesses the king's treachery. In one final act of justice, Hamlet plunges his sword into Claudius, at last avenging his father. As life slips away, Hamlet whispers his final words. The rest is silence. And so, the tale of Hamlet comes to an end. And so, dear listener, the tragedy of Hamlet fades into the quiet night, a story of ghosts and fate, of love and madness, of power and its inevitable fall. As you close your eyes, let the poetry of Shakespeare's words guide you into the realm of dreams. Sleep well until we meet again. May your night be peaceful, your dreams filled with wonder